Hey people, Dylan here, and today I am reviewing Sex Education Season 3. Um, and this season was pretty good. Now, I'll do spoilers for you than spoilers afterwards, obviously. But first off, was this the last season? Because it kind of felt like the last season. I mean, I guess they could have more after this. I guess there could be like a season 4, maybe a season 5 even. But this felt like a really definitive season, although there is some stuff there that might be like leading into a different season, I guess, at the same time, if you think about it. But we'll get into that a little bit afterwards. But this seemed like it might be the last season. But if it's not, I'll be interested to see the new one. Anyways, this episode, without spoiling it, was really good. Really good jokes in there. Some really good drama, obviously. Um, some things that were a little bit stupid, but most things were pretty good. So yeah, that's my opinion without spoiling it. So that's my opinion without spoiling it. It's pretty good. Um, anyways, let's go on to the spoilers.
Just remind you to subscribe, hit that bell, like, comment, share this video, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok down below.
Okay, so spoiler alert. Okay, so this season starts off where we left off last season, or I guess it starts off a few months after, like I think a summer vacation or something like that. And it starts off with our main character and the main female character not liking each other because of the last season where the guy deleted the phone message that our guy left, ruining the chances for them to get together at that point in time. So very sad and upsetting. So they don't like each other. There's also like this orgy scene for whatever reason, where everybody's just fucking and all that stuff, including our main character, which is surprising. And it turns out he's having a secret relationship with the popular girl he had sex with a while ago. I forgot what episode it was in. I think it was season 2. But he had sex with her. And it turns out they've been having sex ever since. Just like all summer on and off. And there's a whole plot line there. So that whole plot line is they're having sex casually, and then they kind of go out, but she's kind of like controlling him, trying to make him popular. And then at the end, they actually do go out until he screws it up because she's like really starting to like fall in love with this guy, like people do. And she says, "I love you," and he says, "Oh, I like you too." Sort of thing. He doesn't say that necessarily, but he's just like, no, he says that that's good. Well, that's good for you or something like that. Just ruining everything. He could have just said something like, uh-huh, and then hung up the phone, but he didn't. um, so he ruins the relationship. And then he talks to her and he tries to patch things over, but they only kind of patch things over. And then she kind of just like, she doesn't hate him, but she kind of forgives him at the end, I guess. It's an okay little plot line there, where they were together for a bit, and it seemed like she was actually getting some emotions and stuff like that. Then we have a plot line with our main character's best friend. Basically, he's gay with his friend. He's gay with his boyfriend. And they're going out, but the boyfriend, I forgot his name, he is just not ready to tell people yet. And he is having awkward times trying to explain stuff until he has a chat with our main character and he's able to talk with his boyfriend. But he's still having a hard time telling people. So he kind of just is there having a hard time. Um, excuse me. So he's kind of just there having a hard time. Of course, our main character's best friend is having a hard time as well, kind of getting mad and frustrated. At the end, he ends up kissing someone else by going to Nigeria, I think it is. He ends up kissing someone there, enjoying it, and basically breaking up with the guy at the end, and basically saying like, "Hey, I enjoyed that kiss, and like, I think you're still stuck in this shell, but I want to be free and stuff like that sort of thing." So kind of a bittersweet ending there, I guess. So that happens, but then at the end, the guy is able to tell his mom that he's gay, and he's able to like say that. And his mom has like a little plot line as well, where she hooks up with her husband again, and then at the end they kind of break it off, that was one of the stupid parts to me. Is like how she hooked up with him, and then she's just like, you know what, it's too complicated. It's too complicated with all this stuff, sort of thing. It feels like there would have been more communication than that, but whatever, I guess. I felt like that was a little bit rushed at the end there. And I definitely felt like his character's getting better, like the husband's character. But he definitely needs to work on his father skills as well. So that's a thing. But yeah, all in all, um, that whole plot line was pretty good, but a little bit rushed, and hopefully we see a little bit more of that if we ever get another season. Then we have the plot line of our female main character's best friend. She is having trouble with her boyfriend because she is still reeling from this tragedy, from this assault that happened to her. And at the end, she ends up breaking up with her boyfriend after having a fight with her best friend and all that stuff. It was pretty interesting. But at the end, she ends up breaking up with him because she just can't do it right now, sort of thing. So that happens. And then, of course, we have our main character's mom being pregnant at her age. She's older, with an older man. Ends up getting back together with this guy. They move in. They end up becoming like a family sort of thing, even though they kind of used to date, like him and his new stepsister, I guess. Kind of used to date. So that's a thing. That's kind of weird. And they have like this weird family dynamic. And at the end, they kind of like do turn into a family. The mom almost dies. I feel like that was a little bit. I feel like that was kind of predictable to happen because they were talking about like complications that could happen beforehand. So I feel like that was predictable. But at the same time, I feel like it was kind of just a waste of time just to like add on more time, I assume. I don't know. I feel like that could have just been skipped altogether, but whatever. Because it really had no consequences at all at the end. Except for a few sad scenes. And some heartwarming scenes, I guess, at the same time. No, but at the end, she's fine. And it was kind of a lackluster thing that happened there, I guess. It was kind of stupid. So back to our main characters and the main plot line. Basically, they're fighting at first, and then the main female character finds out that he left a phone message on her voicemail, and the other guy deleted it, and she was really pissed off at him, ended their friendship for like an episode or two, got back together with him, and then they kind of started to date. And then the main character and her, through plot convenience, got stranded together at a desolate gas bar, I guess, and just kind of had to stay there until like the middle of the night before the bus finally found out they were gone, and then had to come back and get them. And as they stood there, the boy confessed to her what he said, and she kind of felt like, holy shit, like I love you too kind of thing. And she kissed him, and she's just like, I don't know what the hell to do now. she goes back and she tells the guy. There's a whole thing with her sister as well, where her mom hates her, tries to steal her sister. She gets her back, and then she moves in with the adopted family that adopted her sister because they're actually really nice people, or at least the lady is. I guess I didn't see her husband if she had a husband. Because she's actually a really nice person. She just wants to help out this family. So now she has like this surrogate mother almost sort of thing, and plus her best friend's her mother now too. It's kind of weird. um, so it's a very interesting thing. And at the end, her mother comes back and gives her money for this American thing that she wants to go to. Basically, she's studying abroad. Um, so our main character and her kind of hook up at one point. She goes back home and she tells this other guy, and he gets all mad at her and says, like, how could you do that to me, sort of thing, like, I deserve better, sort of thing. And I'm kind of like, yeah, you do, but at the same time, I'm kind of just like, but is this kind of your fault in the first place for deleting the message? Like, this would have happened naturally if you didn't delete the message, but you deleted the message and made this like almost impossible to happen, but then it kind of still happened. And it was kind of like really stupid, I guess. Where it was just like, seriously, guys? Seriously? So that was another stupid part I felt, where it's just like, hey, these guys are together, but he feels betrayed and stuff. I get it, he feels betrayed and stuff. But at the same time, it's kind of his fault, but whatever, I guess. I can get both sides. I can get both sides at once, I guess. So at the end, they end up getting together after fighting again and off, like, fighting, not fighting, fighting, not fighting, 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 not fighting. And then at the end, they end up getting together. But then she decides to go to America on a whim and leave him behind, and basically says, like, he's like, so are we together still? And she's just like, I don't know. It depends on what I feel like when I get back. And who knows what she'll feel like when she gets back. And then she leaves for America. And he is stuck there with his best friend still. And they're still like buddy. And they have some heartwarming moments there with his best friend. Especially with his mom almost dying. So it's very interesting to see that. And then there's this whole, like, side plot line with, like, students' rights and, like, someone making a book that was weird and people thought it was weird, so they laughed at her. Even though, we can make books and they'd be weird. If you don't want to publish under your name, I guess you can always publish under, like, an alias or something like that, which will make it a lot easier. But yeah, like, everybody thought she was weird, but some people thought it was really cool, so that's a thing. And basically a new principal wanted to stop them from having certain things, like, she tried to teach them abstinent teaching only, which doesn't work. Proven fact that it doesn't work. She tried to, like, separate them into gender norms and, all the new, like, stuff that isn't necessarily like that anymore. So that's kind of not a thing anymore. And then at the end, they all screwed her over, and they're just like, you know what? Fuck you, bitch. You're an asshole, because she literally traumatized like 3 students at the same time. At the same time as being an asshole to everybody else. So yeah, that's a thing. She traumatized some students. And at the end, like, they all say, like, fuck you, and she has to, like, resign. And then the school gets fucked over, and it's basically just like, hey, guys, school's getting shut down. Don't give a shit where you go, but you can't stay here, pretty much. And they all have to go home and find new schooling. Mavis is okay. That's her name, Mavis, the main female character. She will be okay because she's studying abroad. Everybody else, who knows? There's no more school to go back to. So that was a pretty good plot line. And then we have like this like semi plot line where it's just like, hey, maybe this girl isn't a bad person because she tried to help the school not get shut down, and Also, she can't get pregnant, so it's kind of sad. Uh, and I can feel for both of those, but like at the same time, it's just like, no, you're a pretty horrible person. Like, no matter what you say, you're a pretty goddamn horrible person. So that's a thing. Very interesting thing, but a thing nonetheless. Excuse me. But yeah, very interesting, very good episode. Lots to uncover, lots to unpack, but very fun to watch, I would say. And if there is a fourth season, I will watch it because I feel like they left it on a big enough of a cliffhanger. I feel like they left it on a good enough of a point where they could end the series. But at the same time, they left it on a big enough of a cliffhanger where they could bring the series back. Now, I don't know if they could bring it back for like 8 episodes, but definitely for like a few episodes, maybe like 3 to 5. 8 episodes, I don't know, that might be a little bit stretching it. But all in all, very good. Enjoyed it. And that's about it, I guess. I hope you liked this. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Hit that bell notification. That's the best way to keep my channel. Link down below to my Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And as always, my friends, stay sane. Peace.
Just remind you to subscribe, hit that bell, like, comment, and share this video. Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok down below.
Shadow, my baby, I love you so much. You're my baby. And you love to sleep in the bathtub. 'Cause you're a weirdo. Shadow, look over here, buddy. Look over here.